Okay guys, welcome back. Now in the last couple days we have been doing a lot of exploration, and I have to be honest, exploration and PvE in this game is indeed very fun. I have been enjoying it a lot. Now today I will be showing you one of our Beef Overseer run. I think that's how the normally is called. Now there is a little feature that is a decade old, and basically you can actually clean your ship. Now this has been in the game for, I don't know, like 10 years now, and I found out about it literally yesterday. I was honestly very surprised, and now this rusty 5-year-old stabber is actually looking fresh out of the factory. The small details in this game are absolutely amazing, and you can tell how much love has been put into creating this game by looking at how many small details there are. I literally been with this game for, I don't know, like 15, 20 years now, and I've never seen that up until last night. You will learn something every day in this game. So, here is the Ghetto Bellicose. This is the ship that I have been flying the last 7 days now. And very soon I'll have enough ISK to actually get one of my favorite ships of all time in EVE. Well, it's not the RB, it's something very similar to that, but today I'll be using the light missile launchers. Last time I used the heavy missile launchers. Not the heavy assault, but the long range ones, and I have to say I kinda like the heavy missiles a bit more, mostly because the rapid missiles get depleted so fast and the reload is like 35 seconds. So the main issue is that, and well, somewhere I lost my poor drones. Poor things have been left in space somewhere, and let me steal some of the drones that I have in the stabber, in the drone bay. Who knows where my poor medium drones have been left. I actually feel very bad when I lose the drones. Thankfully they're not very expensive, but still I feel bad for these poor things when they get popped or when they get lost. Okay, let me open the fitting window. I'm actually quite satisfied with the Ghetto Bellicose. The build is cheap and does work really well. After all, the Bellicose is a long to medium range ship. Basically, you should be orbiting at the optimal range of the target painters, or a very long range orbit with the heavy missiles in a fleet or PvP. And I would definitely use a micro warp drift on this boat for PvP, but so far I'm very happy with this current Ghetto build. Remember, this is very cheap. This is built from the modules that I got from destroying ships, from missions literally. And well, let's fast forward to the mission. So, let's go. So we have this, I think it's a level 4 dead space. You know, I'm actually not, I forgot most of the classifications, but out of the danger level, out of 10 levels that we have, this is level 4. That means we might encounter some battleships, some battlecruisers. The loot might be, you know, quite expensive and very good. And well, here we go. This is the window that you get when you enter the acceleration gate, and well, wish us luck, because I haven't done one of these in a very long time. Now it will basically throw your ship at 0. The main enemy, the boss, if you want to call it like that, will be a battleship that can drop some juicy stuff. I think it can drop C-types, A-types, B-types, you know, things like that. And this is in high sec, by the way. I love the fact that you can make so much ISK in high sec, and it's actually quite chill. Although I have to be honest, first time when you basically go break the ice, you might feel a little bit jumpy, because after all this game is a bit more, the NPCs in this game are a bit more serious than in Echoes, and if you're coming to this game from Echoes, then it might, you know, it will feel different. Definitely it feels a lot more serious. The NPCs in this game are no joke, so you have to be proceeding with caution. Now, since I have the light missile launchers, and I'll be honest with you, I wish I picked the heavy missile launchers, because I am going to be the bait here, and since my friend with the Vector Navy is having about 65 kilometer drone control range, I have about 32 kilometer range, so that means I have to be the one that's orbiting closer, and that means that those Serpentis rats are going to go after me, and I have no issues with that. After all, I'm trying to keep my friends' drones from getting destroyed. After all, in this game, the NPC ships actually will go and kill your drones. And since I try to be a good fleetmate and a good friend, I try to save my friends' drones. One of the things that will probably prevent me from using drone boats for a while is the fact that I can lose drones very easily. Reminds me on the drone issue problem that I had in Echoes, where the players I was shooting would always go after my drones, and that can actually be quite annoying when you have to retract or repair your drones every 5 seconds. And the more rats you have on the grid, the higher chance is that they will go after your drones. And if you're in a drone boat, then drones are very valuable to you because they are your primary source of DPS. Now with my little ghetto bellicos, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have drones with me because I forgot them somewhere. Because in Echoes I got used to warp with the drones out because the drones will just teleport in your car hold. In this game that doesn't happen. In this game if you warp without drones, they are lost. And my drones are somewhere in space, lost in space. There's a good old song from the 90s that's called Lost in Space by Space Frog. Definitely check it out if you like that type of music, of course. Now my goal here is to go after the big boats, although this is where I wish that I had the heavy assault missiles, because the heavy assault missiles are actually better suited for big ship versus big ship, or cruiser versus battlecruiser or above. And I have the extra range that will be... Did that Brutix just repair its armor? I think it did. Hopefully we have enough DPS to break the tanks of these ships. Some of these rats can be very nasty, although not really sure if it's in this anomaly. I know you have a lot of different levels, and I think in high sec you can get up to level 7, although I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and judging by my memory, I think level 7 might be the highest. However, there's a good chance that I'm wrong. I know we have seen a level 5, but we didn't do it because someone else was already doing it. So level 5 so far guaranteed in high sec, which is, still pretty good. You can do them quite nicely, even solo, although it might take a little longer. It is important to know that you can do these sites solo with a classic tier 1 cruiser with a ghetto build, although I really recommend that you go and play with some other players, with friends, because this game is a lot more fun if you play with your friends. Definitely a very, very, very pleasant experience so far, and it literally feels like day one when I started to play this game a long time ago. That feel never got old, and I'm actually very happy to be playing online again. Well, we have about a couple of cruisers left and a battle cruiser. Now I'm trying not to fly right in between them. They only use dampeners, they have no webs or scramblers, although still I am going to proceed like they have webs and scramblers, so I will try to maintain a long range. After all, this ship is a long range kite boat, and as such I shall use it as it's meant to be used, at long range, at distance. Although with the light missile launchers or rapid missile launchers, both are actually the same thing. You can technically orbit close, but the target painters will just lose the effect because the accuracy falloff is about 30 kilometers, so you don't want to be below that. The Bellicose is, after all, a support ship, and it does work really well if you are in a fleet. Hopefully the build is not too ghetto. I'm always a little bit worried because when I look at the build, I'm never happy with it, to be honest, because I always find something that is lacking, and that kind of triggers my my anxiety levels a little bit, because I know that I could build it a little bit better and I could push it, push the performance a little bit more. But that's basically what happens each time I open the fitting window, and I will probably spend an hour to fit the next ship that I will fly, because when I build any ship I usually try to cover everything, although it is a little bit difficult to do that in this game, because you have to do sacrifices in some aspects of the ship in order to gain some other things. So it will be a challenge, and I accept the challenge. After all, it's Eve, and I like to solve problems in this game because it is indeed very, very fun, and I like to build ships. I really like to do that. I like to produce all sorts of different builds for my ships that I fly. Now for PvP, I know PvP is going to be a bit different. It's again a bit more serious, and for PvP at first I'll probably go with the cheap ships like a Stabber, Rifter, or Destroyer, the Talvar, Thrasher, or things like that I can lose and I can laugh about losing it. The more expensive boats, when I get used to the game again, after all, I mean, it will take a while for some things to to get used to, but it will not be a big problem. After all, I do have some experience. I mean, if I look at things in the wide aspect, I have lots of experience, but never be too confident. Always approach things with a lot of questions and try to simulate all possible scenarios that you can imagine. Okay, I think this is the last two ships, and the key is located in the red box. I think the key has been looted. If we want to unlock the warp gate, we have to loot the key. My friend is over there at the box. I am over here shooting at the last rat. It also will give you decent bounty.
A module has run out.
The most important thing, I guess, would be to find a good system where you can scan the sites and do them without being disturbed by other players. There's a lot of players in HiSec, and all of them are basically doing the same thing. Although I think we have managed to do this quite well. Okay, so we have cleared the first room. Now every instance, basically every one of these missions will be, well, not missions but encounters, is probably going to be about the same. The difficulty might vary, but the overall setup layout should be the same. Okay, so this is the warp gate. We have the key. My friend is ready. Okay. I'm waiting for the jump commands. When I see the effect on the gate, we will be jumping, and time to jump. Go, 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 go. Database information. You can pause the video if you want to read that. Currently I have to rush to get to the position. This is the second room, and this is where the battleship boss will appear. Well, my ship is pretty ghetto built, but my friend has a very nice Vexor Navy. And that's the final wave. We have a lot of ships, very juicy. Primary targets will be the small frigates that are close. My friend has some very nice DPS on the Vexor. Now, if I were to have the heavy assault missiles, I would focus on the cruisers and battlecruisers, while my friend will focus on the frigates. Basically, that's how we can support each other. That's how these two ships can work. But I have the light missiles, and, well, in typical fashion, I forgot to bring the heavy assault ones. I think I'll do that when I finish recording this video. That way we can maximize the damage output. Now I have to be careful not to get stuck in the station here. and I have to be careful not to get too close to the battleship when the battleship spawns. I have to add the battleship on the overview because I think I don't have them yet. Every specific pirate of every pirate faction has to be manually added, I think, because the overview that I used is like that. It's a pretty good overview, I like it. It has a lot of very interesting windows that will help a lot. There's a lot of information to take in this game, and I love it. I really like very complex games. I don't know why, but the more complex a game is, the more I am interested in it. And EV is one of the most complex games ever made. So, and one thing with the light missiles that I also don't really like, they kill the target so quickly that I launched 2 or 3 missiles into basically thin air because the previous missiles were enough to kill the target. And this is where I noticed that I was wasting a lot of ammo. A lot of my missiles went basically like that, so it's something that I noticed, and I need to get better at stopping the missiles from launching when the target should be dead. After all, in this game you have ammo, and you can't really spam the missiles like there is no tomorrow. You have to be very careful with that. After all, if you run out of ammo, you can shoot. So yeah. Okay, those are some very angry looking Serpentis ships. They really don't like this rusty bellicose. One little fact that we also noticed, my standing with Serpentis is lower than my friend's standing, so the Serpentis ships will focus me down first, and I'm actually totally fine with that because I'm a speed tank, and with that in mind, I'm willing to be shot at because I can easily divert all the fire while my friend's drones will stay safe, or the Vexor also can stay safe. Although that battleship, I've heard it has a micro warp drive and they can go very fast, so I have to be careful about that battleship. I don't want to get webbed and scrambled, although the mission info on the wiki did not say that they have any other E-war besides dampeners. But you know, just in case, and for practice, I will fly the ship like I expect them to have webs and scramblers, because that way, when they eventually get webs and scramblers, I don't mess up, or at least there's a lower chance for me messing up. Where is the battleship? It should spawn. Oh, there is the battleship. I can see it, and time to. Actually, no. I can still orbit. The battleship is over there near the station. I think the battleship might actually be a little stuck there. And I will take some damage. You will see the battleship nailing some good hits on my ship. Mostly because I messed up the movement. When they have a good transversal velocity on me, they will do some damage, but as long as I move around not in a straight line of course, but as long as I pilot the ship in a proper way, I'm not going to be taking damage. I got hit the second time. However, I have a lot of shield, so not really a big issue. Perhaps I might go with a passive shield regeneration on the Bellicose. We'll sacrifice some of the other modules and rigs, but I might be able to do a pretty good passive tank. After all, in this game, a passive shield tank does work really, really well, and I really enjoy the passive tanking. The lower your shield percentage, the faster it will boost the shield. The highest is at about 25, 30, 20%. That's basically the moment where the passive shield regeneration will be the best. And there is the battleship. Not really sure if the battleship is shooting at me. Oh yes, it is. Okay. That's one angry looking battleship. Let's keep moving. Let's not be an easy target. They are still going after me, by the way. They are still not very happy with this rusty Mimitar ship. I believe they are not happy to see a ghetto Bellicose eating all of their fleet there. I actually can manually fly the ships a lot better in this game than in Iveco's. The mouse just works really good. After all, I grew up with mouse and keyboard basically, so not really a surprise that I like mouse and keyboard the most. There's the Operation Protector. Oh, okay, there's a 1,000 new names that I actually not new names, but you know, names that I forgot, and I probably will mispronounce a lot of them. So my apologies for that in advance. You don't know how much I was pissed for not having heavy missiles here. It would be a pleasure to use heavy missiles in this little dead space. The battleships seem not to be interested in approaching us. They are at 42 kilometers, 41 kilometers. They are moving at 675 meters per second.
Module has run out of
They have an afterburn. They have a micro warp, my apologies. That's what I'm saying, that they can be very quick, and they can actually almost match our speed. Both of our cruisers are going about 808 meters per second. My friend is my friend. I think my friend is a little bit slower. I'm not really sure, because I have the ship built for speed. Well, built for speed, and it's going 808 meters per second. There is a lot of improvements that I can do. If I can go 1,000 meters per second with the afterburner, I will be very happy. Now, one thing that I noticed, I can't use target painters on the battleship. Not really sure why. I think actually, if someone knows why I can't use target painters, do tell me, because I have the theory that they are immune to the target painters, immune to Ivor for some reason. I guess that's just how they work, but I can't use the target painters on that battleship, so my painters will be a little bit useless against that thing. They have a hull on thermal. They have a very nice kinetic resistance on armor, but a hull on hull. So basically, on armor, shoot thermal, and well, on hull I can shoot thermal again, I guess. Although, haven't really caught the. Actually, I think that it doesn't matter on what damage type I shoot it in hull. It just matters that I shoot it on thermal at armor, because it has very nice kinetic resistance. Tanky little battleship indeed. Okay, thermal missiles loaded, and now I'll be orbiting. This is a Vindicator hull, by the way. Ships look so nice in this game. I love the graphics. Yeah, that's the Serpentis logo that the Vigilant has. Well, let's try and yeet this battleship. The battleship actually yeeted at us. 36 kilometers. I'm not in range. I wish I had the heavy missiles. My shield did recharge, which is fine. I'm trying to fly alongside the battleship, about 32 kilometers. At about 32 kilometers, that's basically my range, and I will try to fly parallel to it, so if the battleship decides to go after me, I can easily burn out, and it looks like, yeah, they are burning towards me. They are shooting me with kinetic missiles, which is interesting. I can tell by the effect on the ship when I get hit. At least it looks like kinetic missiles. Yeah, it is kinetic, okay. The Overseer is the Operation Protector is not Overseer. It's not an officer. If we get an officer drop, we are dead. Those things eat. Those things are nasty. They can kill a vagabond in like 2 hits if you're not careful. So yeah, an officer would probably kill us both in seconds. That's what I've seen happen. That's why I'm saying that. 24 kilometers away from me, and those Those fast launching missiles are now in reload. 35 seconds of agony. That's how it feels when you reload those missiles. I'm very happy with the rate of fire and very happy with how much damage they do, but the one thing I don't like about them is the long reload. I think I can actually reduce the reload with some modules and rigs. I'm fairly sure I can do that. This game has a lot of modules that you can do, and there's thousands and thousands of possible builds that you can do for your ship. Okay, the battleship is now into hole. Let me try to move around even more. Let me align towards somewhere. After all, actually no, I don't have to align anywhere. They are after my friends. They like some Vexor Navy, I guess. The battleship lost interest in the rust. My friend's armor holding really well. That's a very tanky Vexor Navy, by the way. My tank is my speed. If I have no speed, I am dead. That's how it goes. Just a little bit left, and the battleship has been destroyed. Nice, that was a good one. 1.5 million ISK is the bounty, which, you know, is actually really solid. Let's see that beautiful explosion. There we go. And let's eat the rest of the ships. Well, overall, I would say surprisingly, you know, it was actually very smooth. Surprisingly very fun. And it can be challenging. You have to be careful not to fly in the blob of enemy ships. You have to, or if you do that, your ship has to be a bit more tanky, I guess. In my case here, if I do that, if I fly in all these ships, I'm probably going to be yeeted very quickly. So I have to maintain a range with this because not really sure if I could do this with a stabber. After all, my stabber is built in a very similar way. I actually prefer missiles for this type of stuff, I guess. Mostly because I'm quite familiar with missiles. I used missiles a lot in the past, and I use missiles a lot in Iveco's. The only difference is the missiles in this game actually are good, and most ships can get some very nice application. While in Echoes, some ships are good with missiles, and a lot of them, well, simply lack the application. But it can be solved easily. Although in this game it's much easier to make things work. Although things work in a different way. The module layout is different. The ship slot layout is different. And there is a lot of other things that work in a different way. Okay, 3 ships left, 1 battlecruiser, a wing leader, okay, and 2 cruisers. Actually, yeah, 2 battlecruisers and 1 cruiser. My apologies. Okay, well, my cargo hold almost full. Unfortunately, not full with missiles. I wish it was full with missiles, but I was running out of missiles so quickly it wasn't even funny. I had 2,500 at the start of our run, and when we docked after a couple hours, I left with about 500 missiles. So yeah, I will have to go buy some missiles. I'll have to go buy some other things that will be very important, because, you know, I don't want to be left without missiles while in combat. That's going to be a nightmare waiting to happen. Okay, well, overall, I am very happy with the PvE in this game. It definitely did change over time, and the fact that there is so much to do. Although I have to say, it does take a while. It does take some time, because you have to scan them down. Also, you have to make sure that no one else is running them. because in high sec you can't really just go and steal someone's anomaly. You can't really loot anyone's wreck because they can shoot you. So you really have to find your own anomaly. And there are some systems that not this system of course, but there are some other systems that we like to go to, and over there we are mostly the only ones who lurk there. And in such systems you can find gold even in high sec, and the fact that it is in high sec, that's what makes it so enjoyable, because you can play this without worrying being in low sec or null sec. In high sec you can get killed as well, but you can survive. You can survive a lot easier. In low sec, if you get probed in a site and if you get jumped by 5 ships, yeah, it's over. But you can spot probes with the directional scanner, so you can easily dip if it comes to that. If the probes are around you, run, because there is probably going to be a ship or 2 or 5 on top of you very quickly. Scanning in this game does require some practical skills, to be honest. It's not as easy as in Echoes. Scanning in this game is actually a lot more difficult. And I remember some some guys saying how scanning in EVE Online is so much easier than scanning in Echoes. Yeah, let's just not talk about that one. In this game, scanning is definitely much more demanding and time consuming, but it's fun and I love it. And well, the last NPC, the last ship of this site, we made about 250, my apologies, I think it's 500 million from a couple of these sites that we did. I will upload them one by one. This is the first one that we did. Actually no, this is the second one that we did. Oh, so I messed up the... Oh well, never mind. I guess in one of the next videos when I go and edit the second one, or technically the first one. Well, this was the Phi-Outpost, or that's how I think it's called. Level 4 out of 10. Extremely enjoyable, very fun, very good rewards. You get some very nice stuff out of this, and you can do it in a fleet, we can do it solo. Both work. In my case here I prefer to go with a kite build, but you can easily go do them with a tier 1 cruiser. You can do them with a battle cruiser, and the rewards in the end should be really good, and overall it will not be boring. It is actually pretty entertaining. So let me reload my poor missiles. I wasted so many of them, and well, we'll probably have to do a run to the closest station or training center, where I will go and buy some of the things that I need. Well, with that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed. I'm really glad that I actually returned to EVE Online. Again, this game is so much fun. And with that being said, if you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. I love you all. Fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.